Looking at these pictures, you'd immediately assume this Forester was an immaculate, well-maintained and cared for car. It does tick all the boxes too. One lady owner, low kilometres, full dealer servicing and logbook history, never off-road or no accidents. Although these facts are true, it looked far from this several months ago. This 2014 Subaru Forester was lovingly owned and cared for from new, but its daily family duties and never being parked under cover have left it looking a little tired and somewhat bruised and battered. So we're going to take a look at a list of steps that are required in order to take the Forester from this to this. Nice. I kicked off the project with a 1800 kilometre road trip, and the brief was simple. Bring the car up to scratch on a budget, achieving the best price possible, and I started to do a list as soon as I got home. Let's take a look. Doing a bit of windscreen repair, copped a bullseye stone chip on the way home from Victoria, Melbourne. I was a bit optimistic. I was a bit skeptical about this being okay, but it's worked, and no more bullseye. It should look good when I remove it. In this first stage, I'm not going to be doing a full thorough polish. I want to get under the car as well, so we can do engine bay, wash the outside, and I'm going to get it up on the stands. We're going to water blast underneath as well before I get into the real finer detailing on the exterior. Ooh, that is ugly. Got ourselves these general dirt. So we're going to water blast it first, then we'll degrease it. Might even throw some spray foam on there. We'll get some brush and agitate all of this stuff. This is looking pretty nasty as well. Really, this is a decontamination stage to basically exfoliate the impurities first, and then we rejuvenate. That's like new down there. You can see here, this is where leaves have been sitting. It's pretty good up there. But we've got this film that runs all the way along here. You can see it quite bad here. We're going to use some 2000 grit wet and dry to cut that. And then when I'm polishing the car, I'll run a bit of polish on that to bring it up. I'm using degreaser as my lubrication for the wet and dry. You can see the shit coming off here. That is much better. Got some watermarks on there. I shouldn't let it happen. Anyway, take your clay bar or clay towel and rub it, and you'll hear it taking off the contaminants. Make sure you don't have any stones or any gravelly type stuff on here. So we've got something here. You can use this over your plastics, windscreens. You can see straight away we've got contamination there. So we keep going over the car with this. We knead this into different shapes, get it flat, and then keep going again. So that feels reasonably okay, but this feels smooth, silky smooth.
Smoother than a baby's bottom.
This thing has got shit hidden in every crevice. It's unbelievable. It does look a lot better, a lot more smashing. I don't know if you can see that. So it's not too bad, but that's just one run over the car. So and I did drop it in the end there. So once you pretty much drop it, lucky it's not dirt, it was just grass, but still you don't want to be rubbing that over your car then. So that's going in the bin. Because it's been an outdoor car, we've got a lot of stuff hidden in the grooves here. You can see it's brown in there all around those edges, like this. I don't know if you can see that. That's what's going to detract from it. We've got all of the jams done. I'll wipe them down another day. Today, that's enough today. It's been several hours, probably 4 or 5 hours on this. But yeah, stuff just keeps coming out of all of the overlaps, I should call it, I guess. With the car decontaminated and clay barred, I then did multiple passes with the cutting compound. Then I used a quality polish, swapping between the mini polisher and the DA polisher. Then finally applying basically a ceramic style coating. Big boy! And there it is. The car in the end looked absolutely stunning. Just what it deserved. There were some other things that were done that I did not include in the video and the footage, and that's the final dressing of the car. You put your trim restorer on and dress your tyres and stuff like that. It's probably the final stage when you're ready to photograph it. I always start with the mechanical stuff, obviously. It's going to get grimy, so if there's any servicing that's required, brakes, anything like that, do that first. Move on to a general thorough outside clean. I didn't put it in the video, but in that I did take all the wheels off, clean the wheels behind them, clean the brakes, and clean the inner guards, and actually dress those as well. Price wise, if you were to get someone to do what I did on the exterior alone, you're looking probably around the $500 mark or even more. To do the entire car like I did, I would hate to ask what that would cost. I pretty much took this on board because the car is part of my inner circle. I know the owner, and we wanted to see if by doing what I do, or what I did, could we achieve a better price, and was it viable or worthwhile? Was it? Well, let's look at the figures. That first list of work, including a service at Subaru, cost $1,670. Like everything, more costs arose, and I've also included the fuel for the road trip home. In total, our costs equal $2,428. Look, the market has shifted epically away from where it was 6 to 12 months ago. I reckon I could have sold that in a flash for close to $24,000. Things have changed, and we sat on it for a while and slowly lowered it, and we offloaded it in the end for $21,000. We were offered $16,000 by the dealership in Victoria on a trade for a $60,000 car. I said, I think we can do better than that. We probably walked away with a couple of $1,000 over and above what we would have got, but we had to spend a couple of $1,000 in order to get that. So is it probably silly economics? I don't know, but I like to do what I do, and it was an adventure, and it was content for you lot out there. There are thousands of videos on the tubes on how to do this, probably more thorough than mine, but I just wanted an example of how you can take an ordinary car that deserved to look better. It hadn't been flogged or anything, it just had lived its life as a family truckster. And yeah, it's pretty much how most cars end up after they're after diligently serving their families. If you like what I did with the Subaru Forester, transforming it into the beautiful swan that it needed to be, hit me up and I can maybe give you a quote. I'm looking at doing this as a startup. I can give you a bit of a price on what it would take to do such a level. I'd call it the full Monty. Obviously, it's not going to be for your day-to-day run-of-the-mill car, but if you've got something a little bit special and it's been sitting around and you think about moving it on to cash up, maybe what I offer or what I do is something that would be of interest to you. Hit me up on that. Find it, buy it, fix it, flip it, have some fun along the way. Remember, Rushy, and we'll catch you next time on Flip My Ride. Next episode, I've got to go back up and edit right now, is the Unos 30X. We have shit going on. There's a lot happening. I am doing things everywhere. My brain is like scattered in the winds. Hiluxes, Foresters, Unoses, Grays Online videos. It's everywhere, and I am losing my shit. I don't know. Anyway, love is all. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate been getting a lot of positive feedback in the community on my socials. It's heartfelt. It's nice to get some of that back, and people enjoy what I do. So I do it because I love it, but I also want to bring you with on that journey. Anyway. As I always say, I'm blabbing. See you later. I've got space in the garage again. You want to see? What's that? What's that? Uh-oh. We got work to do.